Hornbill TV itia ire Kocheje local ground Kohimare ahigine ase.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just
Kohimala thik bitor de thaka local ground Kocheje de manu bishi alak alak jaga bra punchi na hodai 2 saal piche jama kori dina thake bacha bura maiki mota bishi manu phujur andhera thakya time pra tayar kori dina nijor laga seat pi rakhi loy aro kha loa khan bi tayar kori dina ani etu jama kori thaka do wrestling noilebi kushti sabole nimite ase etu khel khushi pa manu takala kam sob chhari bosti aru district alak alak prabi sabole ai jay aru etu khali khel ekta sabole nohoi bina naga manu la culture ekta hui jaise wrestlers khan celebrities hoyase aru champions khan khali naam nohoi bina cash prize lo de ityado mati tak pi pass.
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant.
Mon aji hoile do yere wrestling koishe gole do wrestling laga genesis to ki ase yere elder citizens action logore hudibo yere moi laga right side te bi former players veteran wrestling players kan itia coach kuri gena takhani jor laga area khane manuhan ge coach kuri thagan bi ahi gena ase tai khan ke bi kotha kuri gena jawo what does wrestling mean to them aro wrestlers khan garne grinding process to kini ga ase kiman hard work kuri gena itu wrestlers hoy kiman hard work kuri gena jitia garne aim kuri gena khile itu khan one players khan ke bi kotha kuri gena jawo yere fans khan bi borta ase fans khan garne holi bi tan aji yere kile ahine wrestling sa ase kun ge support kore ase tan la favorite wrestler kun ase itu la kotha kuri gena jawo ahiwe
mola naam do KV ase aro moi menguzuma village base itu to hole do ami khan la naga manu laga khel ase to edo busti busti aina khile to hole do itu do ami khan ekta war nishna to idu bara ami khan edu naga manu hole do itu ba ami khan kon phala si itu do eninga decide korala ase my favorite wrestler hole do since I'm from western mola favorite to hole do Kevin Mozona giase aro imanas
my name Visale ase and my native village is Rosama village. Wrestling it's a traditional game of our Angami community, so I believe that edu mahan la ekta cultural heritage ekta ase dorne mahan bi khushi pai for young wrestlers. I would like to encourage them to pursue wrestling with true sportsman spirit and discipline because ajikali do platform be bishi baloise through wrestling babi they can make a living out of it discipline thaisule so I would like to encourage them. My favorite wrestler is Naga, but he has already retired, so now I'm rooting for Tejavizo Meriso. He's a new face to this wrestling sports, and then Kejaselopina.
Thank you for having me. My name is Naga. I'm from Jotama village. I was crowned Angami champion in the year 2016. Then Nagaland 2022 in the year 2022, my second paise, and 2018 third position paise my Nagaland. And as far as area concerned, my Western Angami 3 times champion hoise. Process to bishi lamba ase. It's not like 1-2 months prepare korina pariala no hoy. Whole throughout the year mon exercise kori thake continuous effort ase aro mon I believe mon la time la de itia bi na ase holibi throughout the year mon practice korina exercise korina wrestling do kili thake bina was janai dia ase khalwa la do means mon do ki khai thai normal mon do moi as far as I'm concerned mon do ki gode ki khai thai etu khai thai of course mon wrestling time ahidali do like 1 month ahead in mangso do like mangso do olo bishi khailai naili do alag time do throughout the year to one any normal he khase diet la hisab te do and then practice to condition throughout the year has my journey moi ko goli do moi do bacha time de wrestling the interest thagi she moi I still remember one bacha time de China mo last elders kan khilia do village level livi no range area livi China side again to it what means babi thagena wrestling to khilibo gena to babi thagena livi any size thagena one area I mean village wrestling de ekbar try gurina na tera bara shuru huina process to ina start hoise wrestling like career
okay but you wanted to become a wrestler that was how it began
that actually that's what I'm saying wrestler to ho gina to babi thagena livi khili thagena interest to aise yeah interest started yeah
Amila nam tu kidile lubel ho moi do Kohima village laga asade moi angami re 2008 te champion baise aro northern second asa the same year Naga de third baise aro Kohima village laga de bi ek bar champion baise moi physically to ground de ja do mohan do hoy pola puli bi koribo aro muscles khan bi olop to stretch koribo will be not like now poila amyan khiliaram le do hoi fitness to focus kore will be not up to this level konba do mongso bishi khai game suru hoise bole do konba do mongso bishi khai aro amyan ke palia khan bi mongso damadam khabi bi koi will be nijor opor ase nijor capacity nijor ki naga practice kore ase idu hisab te na khaile do gaon nim de bi thik na hobo to idu hisab te khabo lage hard practice kore ase gole to beshi khabe practice manu nishna na kore gole to mongso bi olop komti khabe idu ase price money khan do thike dia nishna lage kile mane moi khan khilia dam de aru itia price money do farak to ase taila difference to ase will be itia in terms of legs cash award dia bi do be organizers khan bi mehnat kurigine dia laga se do aru sponsors khan bi well wishers khan bishi ho jashi dia do to price money bi ine aste uthi ase to itu bi bal mo ambi ekdam amian la ancestors khan la time la to na jane face kore na mohan bi hoile bi ta khan ko hisab de do jodi khilibole ase gole maike ando matha na dolabo lage khiti na jabo lage enaga ase aro aigine khilia sabe club bi guru boma na ase bolibi aji kali do ukuno ho asni ge ja do itia khilia khan ge do nijor nam bi kamabe baba ama la nam bi kamai dia ase takhan do khili se gole do jitia khan do bosti la nam bi kamai de not just only that bahar jabi ushi itia do belt wrestling be to ta khan itu do sob naga manula nam gure ase itu pura kon bahar ja aro upcoming khan be mon digine khilile do future bishi bright ase ko mon
My name is Medoselo Keretsa from Dikhel Kohima village. We are very thankful to God Almighty for bestowing the Tenime people with wrestling. Such a noble sport, such an excited and sacred sports. For the Tenime people, wrestling is we held it very we want used to must keep one's life very sacred, pure before taking part in the wrestling tournament. In the early days, before the advent of Christianity into our area, we held wrestling as a sacred sport, and we don't just go to wrestling without much preparation. If one is about to take part in a mass wrestling tournament, tomorrow or in the near immediate near future, then one must keep one's life very, very pure, and one must not indulge in any unbecoming character. One should be good in all his conducts. He should not be condemned by anybody, particularly the elderly people must bless him for his good works and conducts. Before Christianity comes to our area, we observe all the rituals for taking part in the wrestling. One should observe strict ritual rites. He should sacrifice one cockerel for his luck, to show his luck. And when the luck is not bad, then only one can participate in the tournament. And if the tournament is tomorrow, then one should not go to his wife, or say one should not sleep with his wife the previous night. And we don't even allow women folk to serve the wrestlers. That is the prior to Christianity in our land. If one do not observe the ritual properly, then during wrestling he will suffer muscle cramp or dislocation, or some other injuries also might take place. So for fear of this, one should keep one's life very pious. It says that wrestling is used as judgment in some dispute or in some differences, but that is not that. It is not that the might is right, but when a good wrestler, the two good wrestlers meet together, wrestle together, and they come to know each other minutely, then they have lost all their differences and they love one another. So that itself settled the dispute, the differences.
Since you are also the father of one of the renowned wrestlers, what is it like being the father of a wrestler?
He made me so proud in many occasions. Right from the grassroots level, say Kohima Village Sports Association, he stood champion several times. And in the Northern Angami sports time also, he got the champion for several times. Say 6 times he got Northern Angami wrestling champion. So very often and many a times he made me so proud that my son stood in the stage tall.
My name is Mengupres Ojepra, and I'm currently serving as the General Secretary of Angami Sports Association.
Okay, thank you for sparing your time for Hornbill TV. What is wrestling for the Nagas?
Wrestling for the Nagas, in particularly the Tenime tribe. Wrestling has been practiced since time immemorial by our ancestors, our forefathers, and that tradition has been trickled down, has been continued till date. And in the present day context also, for us Tenimes, for the Angamis, for the Chakasans, and for the Ziliangs, wrestling as a sport, it holds a higher place in the society. Like, it is adored and liked by the general community, and the wrestlers, or let's say the athletes who are partaking in the traditional style of Naga wrestling, they are also upheld in the community, look up to. And so wrestling for the Tenime is very important for the Tenime people, and all thanks to Nagaland Wrestling Association, they are expanding that reach to the other tribe also. So originally NWA used to have only 3 affiliated units: Angami Sports Association, Chakasang Wrestling Association, and Zileng Wrestling Association. But since last year or the year before that, they are expanding that reach to the other tribes also. And now, if I'm not mistaken, they have 6 to 7 provisionally affiliated units now of the other tribes: the Sumis, the Lothas, the Rengmas, etc., etc., Pochuri and all. Na? For us, the Angamis and the Tinyembe tribe in general, na, this wrestling culture is engraved deep in our DNA, in our blood. So, as a wrestling enthusiast, as a wrestling fan, people, they adjust all their schedules according to this event. So let's say if, let's take example of this year, Angami Sports Association Wrestling Meet is happening today on the 20th of February 2026. So once that date is out, people, they make a note of the date and they arrange their schedules accordingly, so that they can be free on this day to come and witness the 4 regions participating. Yes, wrestling comes around every 2 years, and the wrestling as a sport, it starts from the village level. The wrestlers will partake in their village wrestling tournament, and once they get selected, they will represent their village, come to the group, and once they are selected in the group, they'll come to the units. So that is Southern Angami Sports Association, Northern Angami Sports Association, Western Angami Youth Organization, and Chakrama Youth Organization. So, and from there, once they are selected, they'll come to ASA tournament, Angami Sports Association Wrestling Meet. And as you can see today, the vibes are good, a lot of spectators, high energy, and this trend has continued for the past few decades. We, the Angamis, and also in general the Tenyimena, we believe that this wrestling is a game of friendship, a game of blessing. If you don't have the blessing of your village, your community, your parents, your elders, then even if you compete, you will not fare well in today's context. In the village also, yes, they are looked up to. In our Angami community, we all know who the champion of Chakrama Youth Organization is. We all know who the champion of Southern Angami Sports Association is. We all know the champion of Angami Sports Association. So they are well-known figures in today's world also. And with NWA, Nagaland Wrestling Association, now they are taking our wrestlers and partaking in national tournaments, international tournaments throughout the year. So this traditional sport wrestling has evolved into a career now, a profession for the successful wrestlers. It is no longer an occasional sport where the wrestlers, they train and partake every 2 years. It's not like that anymore. They can take it up as a profession. They can take it up as a career. Yes. So a lot of professionalism has come into the sports recently. We, the Angami Sports Association, we feel that a cash amount of, say this year's cash amount of rupees 2,60,000 for the champion is also less. But right now, that is the best that we could do. And as for the land donation, Sir Tepuleha Pusain family from Bisima village has generously donated land of 10,000 square feet in Chumagadima district to the champion of ASA. So this year's edition is more special because of his generous contribution, and we hope that such deeds will inspire new wrestlers and the existing wrestlers to perform well also. The future of wrestling.
Yeah,
you mean
from
the
your own point of view, what is the future of wrestling? What is the scope of wrestling?
You mean the traditional style of wrestling?
Yes.
Okay.
Just wrestling in general. What is the scope of wrestling?
in context with Naga traditional wrestling.
Yes.
Okay. As I've mentioned earlier also, for the Tenjime tribe, I'm pretty sure that this will continue as a part of our tradition, as a part of one of our major events. But we also have one concern as an executive of the Angami Sports Association. That concern is that we find for the last 2-3 editions of our wrestling meet, the audience, the spectators, we find very less teenagers, young people. Yes. So this, of course, this tradition, this culture, this passion for the sport is engraved deep in the hearts of our elders, our seniors, but that is not trickling down to the younger generation. So we as an association, we are trying to attract or draw the younger generation to this sport also. Like in this year's edition, under 15 championship is there, and we are planning to continue that also. And in the future editions, we are planning to introduce some form of entertainment also. Maybe some popular local artists will come and perform, and we hope that will attract the younger generations. Yeah.
तो Hornbill TV अपनी खान के wrestling लगा nature की ऐसे olden days ते wrestling लगा significance की ऐसे अरु आजिकली wrestling तो किने का खिले ऐसे इटू एक लाई नोइले भी आजिकली wrestling लगा scope लगा ऊपर मोहन अलग अलग stakeholders खान के कोथा कुरिशन Angami Sports Association खान भी Hornbill TV के time दिगिने इनका wrestling लगा nature ऊपर मोहन के कोथा कुरिशन जाना idea निशना wrestling तो इमान Manu Naga Manu kan karne hule to bishi dangor ekta hoi jalo cash price 2.6 lakhs diya ase itu ekla hi nohoi kina Naga Manu wrestling kiman khushi pai itu laga example hole to itu bar Angami Sports Association 54th wrestling meet lagare Manu ekjon do tai nijor bishi khushi pai kina champion ke tai itu mati hoile bi 10,000 square feet laga mati ekta hoile bi dibole laga tai bra itu tai laga side bra dishe itu ekta example ase Naga Manu wrestling to kiman khushi pai itu laga ekta perfect example ase ine nishna Hornbill TV aji ere wrestling laga apni khan logode ground report ani dia nishna man aya din khan debi inega human interest stories khan mi ani thayo Naga Manu karne ki important ase Naga Manu laga culture traditions karne ki important ase inega reports khan bi ani thayo itia karne man hobo ke Christian yo ke ho camera person Joy Watch Hornbill TV Kohima